Hehe. So you managed to scratch up another dime for my copy of my mad menu from the Haunt of Fear. Well, I've cooked up a rather revolting recipe I'm sure you'll retch over. So come in. This is the old witch, stirring up her cruddy cauldron, ready to dish out another tasty tale of terror. Here goes with the slime serving I call Nobody There. The throbbing sound filled the laboratory, hammering away like the amplified beat of a pulsating heart. The old man stood with his arms folded, a look of defiance on his age-wrinkled face. He leered down at the younger man. Eric, what do you mean you're through? That's what I said, Alan. I'm finished. I won't have any more to do with this evil. Eric Mondrum, the aged but still famous surgeon, stared at the younger-looking Alan Thorkey's wide-eyed face. Yes, Alan, I'm quitting. And you can't do a thing about it. You're helpless, Alan. Trapped. Trapped as I was that night 33 years ago. Remember, Alan? Remember that night? I was 29 then. I was young and foolish, and you capitalized on it. You waited outside her door until I came out. Good night, Eric, darling. Will I see you tomorrow night? If I can get away with it, Louise. Good night. I looked up and down the hall because I didn't want to be seen. I never knew you were watching. Kiss me, Eric, just once more. Hush, Louise. Someone may see us. Yes, Alan. I didn't want to be seen. You knew that, didn't you? You knew you'd be able to blackmail me. Hello, Dr. Mondrum. Huh? I'm sorry, you've made a mistake. I'm not. Come on, Doctor. I'd know you anywhere. No use pretending. Where can we go? I want to talk to you. I don't know you. What would we have to talk about? Why? We could talk about your wife, Doc. We could talk about what she would do if she found out about Louise in there. What do you want? Money? Is this blackmail? And then, Alan, I noticed how you limped as you walked. Remember, Alan? Remember your club foot? I know all about you, Doc. I followed your fabulous career carefully. Graduated med school at 22, married a rich society debutante, and now a famous surgeon. How much do you want? Name your price. Smatter, Doc. Scared? Scared that a scandal might ruin your reputation? You like those high fees your Park Avenue patients fork over, eh? If your wife found out about Louise, you'd be kicked out. Out of the blue nose crowd. I have $300. It's yours. Here. I don't want your filthy dough. I'm not after money. I want a healthy body. I don't understand. You mean you want me to cure your affliction? That's what I mean, Doc. I want to walk like normal people. Look like normal people. I'll have to examine you. I don't know whether I can do anything for your foot. You can't. It's incurable. But there is a way for me to be able to walk. A revolutionary way. Something that's never been done with human beings before. I don't know what you're talking about. And then you told me, Alan. You told me your mad scheme. No. Oh, Lord, no. I won't have anything to do with... Okay, Doc, suit yourself. Either that, or your wife finds out about Louise. Your plans sickened me, Alan, but I was trapped, so I agreed. I had to. Now you're acting smart, Doc. You get the equipment set up, and I'll be at your office in an hour. Where will you get him? That's my business, Doc. At your office, in an hour. As you wish. Yes, Alan, I was trapped and frightened. I went to my office laboratory and nervously prepared the equipment. Let's see. Rubber hose. Clamps. Oxygen. Gasp. Ring. I went to the door and opened it. You stood there, the youth in your arms. He is unconscious. I chloroformed him. Help me get him inside. Yes, of course. And then, I did it. I performed the horrible operation. It was almost dawn when you climbed from the table. How do you feel? Slight headache? That's about all. You looked down at your now healthy body and laughed. I told you it would work, Mondrum. I told you. Heaven forgive me. And then you went away. I prayed I'd never see you again. Oh, the nightmares I had, trying to forget that horrible thing I'd done. No, Eric, are you alright? You were having a bad dream. I'm alright, Brenda. It's nothing. Go to sleep. Good night, Eric. It was more than 10 years later when you came back. I'd almost forgotten. Almost. You! Hello, Doc. Yes, it's me, Alan Thorkey. I want you to examine me. I think there's something wrong. It was cancer, wasn't it, Alan? You had cancer. The incurable, malignant kind. How much time do I have, Doc? 6 months, a year, no more. Then we've got to do it again. It's the only way out. No, I won't perform that fiendish operation again. Aren't you forgetting something, Doc? That kid we killed. You'd tell. I was helpless, Alan, helplessly trapped. There was blood on our hands, a young man's blood, the one you'd brought to my laboratory over 10 years before. And now, you're asking me to do it again. That's smart, Doc. After all, you have your reputation to protect. I'll be back tonight. Be ready. Yes, I'll be ready. And so, for the second time, I prepared the equipment necessary for that horrible operation. And that night, for the second time, you brought a victim to my laboratory. Examine him first this time. I don't want what happened last time to happen again. Make sure he's healthy. Yes, Alan. And once again, I did it. I killed that poor man, and you got up from the operating table, healthy and cancer-free. Don't come back. Don't ever come back. So long, Doc, and thanks. And once again, I had those horrible nightmares. Eric, wake up. Huh? What's wrong, Brenda? Oh, I must have been dreaming. But you still weren't satisfied, were you, Alan? 12 years later, you were back. You discovered something wonderful about those operations. Eternal youth? I don't understand. That's what I said, Doc. Eternal youth. Just look at my face. When I first came to you, I was 31. Now, 22 years later, you look 35 at most. Exactly. It's those operations you performed. An operation like that, performed every 10 years, will keep me looking like this indefinitely. You're mad. Am I mad? Dr. Mondrum, look at you. Look at how you've aged. You're 51 and you look at me. I'm 53. I won't have anything to do with it. Get someone else. Okay, Doc. Have it your own way. The police will be very interested in finding out about those 2 unidentified corpses. All right. Come tonight. I'll be ready. That was 10 years ago, Alan. That night, 10 years ago, I performed this evil, this horror, for the 3rd and last time. See you in 10 years, Doc. I hope I'm dead by then. But I didn't die, Alan. And so, this afternoon, you came for the 4th time. Gasp. Alan. I'm here, Eric, as I promised I'd be. You hadn't aged very much in those 10 years, Alan. You still looked as though you were in your 30s. Not bad for a man of 63, eh, Eric? Alan, let's leave well enough alone, please. No, Eric. Tonight, we perform the operation again. All right, Alan. And so tonight, you brought me our 4th victim. Help me get him on the table, Eric. Yes, Alan. The throbbing sound filled the laboratory. Eric stood with his arms folded, staring down at Alan. But now it's all over, Alan. You're helpless. You can't stop me from doing what must be done. Eric, go on with it. Don't leave me like this. Go on with the operation. No, Alan. I'm not gonna kill him. I'm not gonna give you his body. Eric, think of your wife, your reputation. Brenda died last year, Alan. I'm an old man. Life doesn't mean anything anymore. I'm going to the police and confess everything. Eric, no, don't leave me. Eric took a needle from the instrument tray and stared down at Alan. But before I go, there's something I must do. No, Eric, no, don't puncture the blood hose. The head on the table stared in horror as Eric jabbed the needle into one of the throbbing hoses that ran into its neck. Goodbye, Alan. Its eyes bulged in their sockets as it watched the tiny fountain of red gush in regular spurts from the punctured pipe. Eric, I'll die. And the secret of exchanging living bodies will die with you, Alan. Eric rolled the table with the unconscious 4th victim lying upon it past the pleading head. Eric, have pity. This time the police won't find an unidentified decapitated corpse to puzzle them, Alan. Eric, come back. Goodbye, Alan. The pump throbbed on. The head on the laboratory table connected to the various hoses and tubes grew dizzy. Eric, come back. And then the precious red fluid stopped gushing from the punctured tubing. The head's eyes glazed. Alan Thorkey, whose body had died 33 years before, had finally joined it. Doesn't that top all, kiddies? So Eric had been switching Alan's head from body to body. Well, that's one way to keep one's youth, eh? He. As for Eric's fate, well, he's in the Bobby Hatch now, padded cell department. Who'd believe a story like his? And Alan wasn't much help in corroborating Eric's story. A regular deadhead, that boy.